kébà òwí ó lẹ́nu rẹ̀ rú o ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ní sọlẹ̀ ó lè ní ọjà àgbẹ̀jì bá tẹpámọ́ṣẹ́ ọ̀la ń bọ̀ wá dà o.
Welcome back. You're still watching Sunrise, and thank you for staying with us. We're coming to you today from the land of honor, Ekiti State. We are coming live from Ado, Ekiti. Many things stand the southwestern states apart in the country, but Ekiti State is particularly blessed with a natural water called Ikogosi. It is a point where hot and cold water meet. Warm springs, and that is where that water, the one that has the last letters of that word, that's where that spring water comes from. That is one of the major attractions, and if you've been watching us from the beginning of today's program, we were told by the governor that at Christmas, over 20,000 visitors came to the warm springs. Now, to look at the selling point in Ekiti State with us this morning, it's my pleasure to welcome Chief Ronke Okusoya, who is Commissioner for Culture and Tourism.
Thank you,
Madam. Thank you for joining us. And we also have Professor Ojo Bakere, who's a cultural ambassador. Good morning. As well as Dr. Eniola Ajayi, the Commissioner for Environment.
Thank you.
Good morning. And thank you very much for joining us this morning. Now, let me begin with you, Madam, Commissioner for Culture and Tourism. We have spoken at length, and Ekiti State has been selling Ikogosi. And from what the governor told us, it is selling like hotcakes. Now, can you explain this phenomenon to us that has made up this beautiful place called Ikogosi?
Thank you very much. In fact, I'm very proud, and I can hold my head high anywhere because of what the vision of Dr. John Kayode Fayemi in the transformation and the redevelopment of Ikogosi. The governor has tourism development as one of his 8-point agenda, and tourism is actually agenda number 7. And he believes that with tourism, using our culture, using our natural resources, we can generate and bring people to the state for social development. And he has completely transformed Ikogosi. And the transformation of Ikogosi from what it used to be, if you saw the picture of what Ikogosi used to be, it was completely derelict, completely vandalized, overgrown with weeds. In fact, nothing to write.
We have some visuals showing now. Is that Ikogosi?
Oh yes, that's what it was before.
Oh, okay. No. So we have before and after.
Okay. Yes, I would really love you to see what it was. This is what it is now, with the transformation and the redevelopment. You have standard swimming pool for adults. You have, let me tell you, Ikogosi has really been a source of revenue generation for the states now. And like His Excellency said, that 20,000 people came at Christmas. In fact, at New Year, 20,000 people more came. And we had, for that festive period, we had a total about 40,000 people visiting Ikogosi.
Not bad. Not bad.
So it is really affecting the economy positively. The surrounding towns like Aramoko, Erigion, and so on. The hotels also, there is a spillover and completely taking over. In my town in Efon, during the festive season, because Efon is also in the tourism corridor, you had people, a spillover of visitors. People park their cars right onto the next town, Ipole Iloro, where you had the waterfall. So really, it has taken off, and the vision of the governor that tourism will revive the economy of Ekiti State, is coming to
on
pass.
Its way.
Yes,
Okay.
it's on its way.
Dr. Ajayi, you are the Commissioner for Environment.
Yes.
Driving around Ado yesterday, I noticed that it's very clean. How have you been able to achieve that?
Well, it may have looked very clean to you, but our dream is even greater than that.
Okay.
Because we want Ekiti to be spotless. What the governor has done is to develop infrastructure in Ekiti State. What we want to do now, going forward, is to make that infrastructure more appealing. Because it's not enough to spend money on developing infrastructure. Maintaining it is a more crucial role that we're paying attention to. What we have is a very, very robust plan in terms of waste management and in terms of building and developing a sustainable environment. Because apart from the big things that were done in Ikogosi, there's one natural one that catches your fancy and makes you really at ease in Ekiti, and that is the landscaping and the greening. If not that they're doing electric poles, yes, the rolling hills and all. So that beauty, that greening, that ambience is what we're trying to create, because we want to make Ekiti the natural destination of choice for holiday, peace of mind and relaxation.
Do you have any day set aside for sanitation?
Yes, we do. Every month, the last Saturday of the month, we do sanitation.
Okay.
But we don't do just that. We want the clean culture, which Ekiti people naturally have, to be something that is sustained daily. So the market people by themselves have decided that every Thursday, before they start selling, they have a sanitation exercise going on. And then we don't look only at those places you can see, obviously. We go into the abattoirs and make sure that even the things we eat, they're brought out in a conducive and very healthy environment. So the total picture that we have for the environment in Ekiti is to maintain, but also create a sustainable environment that will not only look after us, but generations unborn. So we pay attention to the forest and not just the streets.
Is there any penalty for anyone who litters the street?
Oh yes, there is. There are very many laws. In fact, if you ease yourself where it's not convenient, it's going to cost you like 5,000 naira. Wow. So I tell people, don't do an expensive, on our streets, because that's what it's going to cost you. Okay. So those are some of the things.
Now, Professor Bakare, you are the cultural ambassador. What exactly does that mean? What do you do for Ekiti State?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm a professor of performing arts. I've been an industry player for over 30 years. I direct the National Carnival. I've directed the National Carnival for 5 years. I've consulted for most of the states in this country. I've been artistic director of Gambia National Troupe. I've worked in almost every country of the world, in theater, in dance and all that. And so that is the essence. So as I go to all places, as an indigenous of the state, Nigeria, as I go to all places, professing and practicing creativity, I carry the land of Hodo along with me.
Okay. What kinds of things do you do when you go out to perform and direct and all that? What kind of things do you do as the ambassador, as a cultural ambassador?
Yeah, it depends on what the client wants me to do.
Well, one thing is the client, right?
One thing, yes. Well, one thing is this: I carry the honor, the integrity.
But you're not going to carry a badge on your chest
of the Ekiti
State.
Yes. Not this. I carry the integrity that the people are known for with me. Okay. I have been an industry player for over 30 years without any scandal, without any controversy.
May I chip in there?
So it shows that the Ekiti person is a man or woman of integrity, of honor. Okay, so that is what it means. So as I go about doing my job, I make sure I do nothing to disrepute the name of the state where I come from.
Okay. I want to say that Professor Bakare is one of 16 cultural ambassadors that we have in Ekiti State, and he is actually a member of the Technical Consultative Committee on Arts, Culture and Tourism of our ministry, and it is the chairperson of the Technical Consultative Committee is the wife of Governor Irelu Olabisi Adeleye Fayemi, and it is this consultative committee actually that sat down in their first summit and drew up the strategy for regenerating arts and culture in Ekiti State, and they drew up the blueprint. So this is one of the things that the cultural ambassadors do, you know, bring up a blueprint of how we're going to carry on the art of re-strategizing arts and culture promotion as well as tourism in the development of the state. And so this is what we are following. This is one of the things he does for us as our cultural ambassador.
Okay. I was gonna ask the Commissioner for Culture and Tourism. Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna ask that in terms of access to Ekiti State, we had to meander through mountains and everything to get to Ekiti, and it's beautiful, it's scenic and all that. But for those who don't want to do a 4 or 5 hour journey from Lagos, what is the alternative, or what's the plan or projection for an alternative means of transportation?
Oh, thank you very much. The first phase of Ikogosi actually is the one that is in operation. In the second phase, which is coming up very soon, and which we're doing with private partners in the development of the Warm Spring Resort, we have a plan for an helipad for people who don't want to travel by road. So that is in the second phase.
When is that going to be?
This, I assure you that is going to come on this year. We're working on it.
So the next time we come to it, when Sunrise comes to it,
yes.
Well, you can actually land with the helicopter
right now.
The last time Governor Fashola came to Ikogosi for the Agbeloba Forum, he landed with his helicopter in one of our schools in Ikogosi. So it's not like you can't land with the helicopter now.
No,
you can't land.
Okay.
It's just that we have a more strategic plan to bring on
a helipad.
For Ekiti. And already that is in process.
It's in process.
No plans for an airport yet?
We do have a plan for an airport, but we see that the airport project, as you know it, for commercial transportation, is not a priority for us as a state right now.
It's a federal problem.
Apart from that, we have a federal airport in Akure. Akure is just under 1 hour from here. So when you think like developmental brains like we have in Governor Fayemi, he knows that there are more crucial problems for us to tackle as a state, rather than think of bringing an airport for commercial use to Ekiti right now.
But traveling by road is part of tourism, really. So by the time you are flying in and landing in helipad, you're missing something already. When you drive from Lagos to
beautiful
Ekiti,
scenery.
the moment you come in through the F1 Aramoko corridor, you're already seeing the rolling hills and all the beautiful landscape and all that. And so if you are a tourist, you should be prepared to travel, by road.
You talked about the roads, but you would notice that the Ekiti roads are okay.
Exactly.
Once you come into Ekiti, you don't have any problem about the roads. All the roads are made from F4. If you come in through F4,
we came
the
through
roads
F4.
are made. If you come through, if you come through the Odo State, the roads are made. If you come, in fact, all the roads, the major roads that come into Ekiti, they are all right. So you don't have to worry about roads. But I assure you that very soon, this year, the plan for the helipad is on the way.
But then, sorry, Alera, but then when you look at the mountains and everything, and I love scenic views, when you look at that, what is going to be done to encourage people to do a little bit of mountain climbing?
Okay.